All right. Good afternoon, y'all. Well, technically, it's still morning and I'm going live. So let's just get started. I already have my eyes primed. And let's see. I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to play with this Cara Duo Cara Beauty palette. This one is called Time Traveler. So let's get started. I'll start with this green color navigator. Before I start that, let's get our tape down. I don't know where our tape is. Good morning, Rachel. How are you doing? Let's see. We got a new thing of tape, and I don't see it. I know you're here. How are you doing? Oh, I stuck it back in here. So let's take that out. Get our tape down. Let's see. Let's get this tape on. Hi, Judy Z. That's okay. Thank you for coming. I'm on spring break this week. I just got back home from taking my mom to dialysis. So I'm gonna start. I'm playing in this again. I'm playing in the Cara Duo Beauty Time Traveler palette. This is one of their newer palettes. And I'm starting off with this color called Navigator, which is this color right here. So I'm going to start out placing that color in my outer V. And I'm going to bring it all the way up. I use my Playing in Makeup by Yolanda base. And I also use LA Girl concealer to try to sculpt my eyebrows on the ends. All right, so I'm going to bring it all the way in, that color navigator. I hope you guys are having a great day. Good morning, Gigi. Gigi loves beauty. Good morning. It is a dreary day here, but it's still indeed a lovely day. It is warm outside, it's humid. Kind of, sort of wanting to rain. We're expecting rain. So the kids are not going to have the best spring break that they could have. But if the rain will help keep them socially distant this week, I'm all for it. I actually, yes, I'm ready. I haven't, I haven't recorded my video. I was going to record it today, but my hair won't allow it. So I'm going to record my video tomorrow. I can't wait to see the looks you all come up with. Just in having fun. It's just doing it together and having fun. That's what I'm looking forward to. Ooh, snow. We're expecting a cold front, rain tomorrow. We're expecting rain tomorrow and a cold front. And I think after tomorrow, it's supposed to be beautiful the remainder of the weekend, but cool, which my mom is staying with me this week. So she's been in spring break with me. And again, fortunately, there's a little park right here beside my house, just across the street, our little neighborhood park. And I was hoping tomorrow we could spend some time at the park. Um, but it's supposed to rain. I think the worst of the storm is going to be in the um, Arkansas, Texas, Louisiana, that Arklatex area. I think that's the severity of the storm. And it's just going to maybe lightly clip us down here in Houston, which is okay. But if it doesn't, we can at least spend part of tomorrow just sitting in the park just for the peace of not sitting in the house. But I don't like cold weather, y'all know. Y'all know how I am about cold weather, and my mom is just like me. She doesn't like it either. So just using a clean brush to see if I can blend that out and make it a little more smooth. I really like this palette. This is one of the two palettes that Cara Beauty just released. And they'll probably be in TJ Maxx in a month for $8.99. They're 26, I believe, on Cara's site, but I had a 25% off, and I think it was also buy one, get one half off. I think that's what I did. So now I'm going to go in with, there's actually not that light of a color in this palette. So I'm going to go to the red one. The red one is actually called Mind Trap. The green one is called Time Traveler, and that one is called Time Trap. Yeah, just just that my mom and I just enjoy each other's company and sit and enjoy the squirrels because my backyard is no longer since my patio came crashing down last Memorial Day weekend. I don't have a covered patio yet. And the park is really, it's a lot of trees over there. So it'll be nice. Just enjoying time with my mom. Enjoy them while we have them. Ooh, my stomach. If y'all hear my stomach, it's talking. I thought I was going to be able to do some work at her house, some more cleaning at her house. but I'm not able to. And getting a plumber with no one living in her house, it's okay because we won't be able to get a plumber for a while. Okay. Hey, Tanya. Good morning. Good afternoon, your time, because I know it's afternoon where you are. And Bridget is texting me. Okay. All right. Going back to the green palette. And I picked this palette up yesterday in the grocery store. This is the Milani Gilded Terra palette. I picked that up. Let's see. Let's see if we can pick up a color out of this palette. Yeah, I'm being lazy with mine. I've just been tired. I've been so tired. Um, Yesterday after I came from the doctor's office, I got groceries and I had an appointment to go to my university and I had to cancel it. I was just tired and I was enjoying watching my Godzilla movies. Okay. I want to take this color like a moss. Like a moss. Yeah, we're team Godzilla too, but Godzilla usually loses historically versus Kong. He's uh he's the villain. But yeah, my son and I can't wait for it to drop. Okay, this is a nice shade. This shade like a moss. That's real nice. And it picks up on the brush. I didn't think it would, but it did. That's real nice. Uh, I wasn't going for St. Patty's Day. Actually, I forgot about St. Patty's Day. I forgot. That's tomorrow, isn't it? Yesterday was the Ides of March. Y'all remember that from 10th grade? Julius Caesar. We had to read Julius Caesar here in Texas. I don't know about everywhere else, but here in Texas, we had to read Julius Caesar in 10th grade. Romeo and Juliet in 11th and in the ninth grade, and Hamlet. No, was it MacArthur? MacArthur. Did I say MacArthur? Macbeth. Uh, I don't remember which one. One was 11th grade and one was 12th grade. MacArthur was one of the high schools, one of our rival high schools. But Macbeth and Hamlet. But yesterday was the Ides of March. Hey, Marlo. Yeah, we had to read here in Texas. We had to read a Shakespeare classic every year of English. And I remember we all had the Romeo and Juliet in ninth grade, and Caesar, Julius Caesar in 10th grade. That's real pretty. All right, so that's this palette. Now I'm going to come back to the Cara Beauty palette, and I'm going to go in with Remember Me, which is this green shade. So we're just doing monochromatic green. We're doing whatever works. Let's see. That is that shade. And it popped on. Yeah, I don't know. I think they still do I still think they do Shakespeare where I teach, even though I still teach in the largest school district here. Um, our students are on an online program called Apex, and then they use Connections Academy. The elementary students use Connections Academy, and some of the middle schoolers use Apex, and the high schoolers use Apex. The difference between Apex and Connections is Connections has an actual online teacher that the students can talk to at certain times. In Apex, there are no teachers, we're coaches. So I tend to coach social studies because I'm certified to teach um, all social studies from 4th to 12th grade. See, we're going to get through this quick. I have groceries being delivered between 12:30 and 1, I think, or I think between 12:30 and 1. Yeah. Um, I don't know how they're doing it. All of my neighbors, well, one neighbor behind me is a teacher, neighbor across from me is a teacher, a neighbor down the street is an assistant principal, but we're all in different districts. That's the funny thing. I don't know about Detroit and some of the cities that y'all live in. I know Atlanta has Atlanta Public Schools, but here in Houston, we have we have Texas is broken up into regions, and Houston is in region 4, and we have I don't know how many. I can't even answer how many school districts. Good morning, Jean. How are you doing? We have different school districts. So, like we have Katy, we have Cy-Fair, we have Aldine, we have Klein, we have Houston, Pearland, Conroe, New Caney, Fort Bend. Excuse me. That's just some of the IDs. Sheldon ISD, Humble ISD. We have so many ISDs, which are independent school districts. We have Lamar Consolidated, which is a consolidated is 2 areas, but we have just different school districts, and but it's the same curriculum. We all have to follow TEKS, which is essential Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills curriculum across the state. So um, I work in HISD, which is Houston ISD. It's the largest ISD in Texas. I live in Cy-Fair ISD, which is the third largest district in the state of Texas and the second largest here in Houston. Two of my neighbors work in Cy-Fair. The neighbor that's the assistant principal, she works in Aldine. That's the district I grew up in. And this eye is not acting right. But I've lost my love for teaching. Sorry to say, I've lost it. These last 2 years, I have totally lost my love for teaching. I don't know what to do. It's gone. Okay, I'm going to use this liner. When I say teach, I should be more specific. Teaching in the public schools, teaching K through 12. I've lost it. Y'all know I'm just going to pick something up. I'm just going to use these collar wing lashes, just pick something up. I'm going to go in with the, y'all, my hair is a mess. Where's that mascara? The mascara is right in front of me, right here. Okay. It's time for me to make that shift to higher ed, which is I would like to get back to community college, teaching, and then move into administration. But teaching was never my first love, should I say. Hey, heavy on the chai, Chantel. Teaching was not my first passion. It was not my first love. It was always politics. I went to school. When I got my first master's degree, I actually quit my job. I was in customer service. I was a senior customer service rep at FedEx. And I finished my degree in public affairs, which is an arm of political science. It falls under the political science umbrella. And I don't even need lashes. I ended up quitting my job so I can go to grad school because I thought I needed to have all of my concentration on grad school. And so I started substitute teaching because I like to shop. When I was working at FedEx, of course, I didn't have any rent. My car was paid off. All of that was done because I was living in one of my mom's houses and it was paid for. So all I had to do was make sure the taxes were paid, which I did. So I didn't have a car note. My car was paid off. I'll keep a car till the wheels come off. And so I didn't have a car payment. I didn't have rent. But y'all remember Spiegel? I had a love for Spiegel and Chadwick's of Boston. I used to love shopping Chadwick's of Boston. Excuse me. The UPS driver was always at my house. And even my neighbor said, UPS is always coming to your house. Well, get out of my business. But I was always ordering from Spiegel. And Chadwick's of Boston. So I found that it was too easy to just keep spending, 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 and I wasn't working. The only source of income was actually, I wish I had stayed with FedEx and just had gone part time. Well, I did go part time before I actually quit. I was full time and I went part time. Then I eventually quit because you customers were nasty. Y'all were really nasty to us. But I found I was shopping and I signed up with a couple of school districts and I started substitute teaching. And that's how I ended up teaching because they kept asking me to do long term positions. And if I'm doing long term positions, teachers don't get paid for holidays. So, like that week for Thanksgiving, that week for Christmas, those 2 weeks for Christmas, you're not getting paid. So, I said, why don't I just get certified? So, I went into an alternative certification program and I got certified. And that's how I ended up in teaching. And I know some people wanted to be teachers from when they were little. They had parents that were teachers, aunts, sisters, cousins, whatever. Nobody in my family was a teacher. No one. And I was the first teacher in my family. And only two family members have followed in my footsteps, and that's a niece, and she quit during her first year, and my a cousin of mine who's up in Dallas, and she became in the past few years. She's relatively young, and she's already become disheartened with teaching as well. So even one of my coworkers just quit. She went back to school and became an RN, and she quit last month or at the beginning of this month, and she's working at one of the major hospitals here in Houston. Um, it's administration. It's always administration that makes you. I don't ever really want to blame the kids. I look at administration because when we were in school, teachers were teachers for a long time before they became administrators. Now teachers are going in for 3 years, taking the test and becoming administrators, and they really have no classroom experience. So, like most of the teachers I work with are actually getting ready to retire. And our principal is in her 30s. This is just her second year. And we're like, she spent no time. She really shouldn't have even been placed where we are. We needed an experienced administrator where we are because we are not like a regular school. And I don't work in a regular school. I haven't worked in a regular school since 2003. But I don't always want to blame the students. I blame the parents for the way the students behave. And I do blame some teachers for the way students behave because there are teachers who don't like students just because of the way they look. There are teachers that are that way. They have preconceived notions of students and they make up their mind just like any other human. And I there are some bad teachers. But even though there are bad teachers, I never allowed a bad teacher to be an excuse for my son to behave badly when he was in school. There was never an excuse for you to return the same bad behavior that a teacher could dish out. There's never an excuse. Let me, as the parent, deal with a teacher who's disrespectful. And I think teachers have to be respectful as well. I just cannot get this out of work. But it's on. It's on. So I'm going to use this Bounce foundation. I don't even know how to open it. I didn't read the directions, but we're just going to go with it. So work with me, y'all. I don't know. Oh, okay. If this doesn't work, oh, okay. I found these. This is 4.15. I found these at TJ Maxx on Saturday when I went out for that little. These are two colors that I picked up, 4.15 and 4.05. So I'm going to try them both. Okay. Yeah, teaching. The students can be fun. I didn't put whatchamacallit on primer on. It's teaching can be fun. The students can be a lot of fun. But a lot of times I don't know. I don't know. My mother was also no excuses. I don't send you to school to act up. I send you to school to learn. There were no excuses from my mother or my father. You went to school to learn. And because they worked, there was no excuse for me not to learn. And uh I'm a visual learner. I have to see the teacher. Right, I have to write. You have to write stuff down for me. You can't tell it to me and I remember it. Write it down, and then I have to write it down. That's how I learn. And a lot of teachers don't understand that. All students don't learn the same. I don't think pay plays a part in me being frustrated. I think it's just mostly administration. I think you just have too many inexperienced people. Um, Look at this. The guy that we had Terry Greer, who just tore up our district. And they knew he was a horrible, horrible superintendent. Every school district that he went to across the country, he dismantled it. After he left, we got Richard Carranza. It seemed like Richard Carranza stayed 10 minutes until New York City schools came and scooped him up. And I think he was there a year. He was with us. They said he was there 2 years. I don't think he was there a full 2 years because I don't remember. But he came and he was gone to New York City. We were just a stepping stone to New York City, and then come to find out he's already left New York City public schools. So you just have too many people. Um, if you've been teaching elementary school and that's all you've taught, you shouldn't be your first job as a principal shouldn't be at a high school because it's totally different. I threw those bottles away, so I don't know if this is a matte foundation, but it kind of dried really quickly. And I'm going to use the e.l.f. Camo Concealer only because I just don't know what I did. No, I'm going to use, I have a Milani, and I have no idea where it's at, but I'm going to use this Maybelline because a lot of you guys use it. And I was going to go by that Dollar General again. I passed by it. And I said, I ought to go in there. But then I thought, I don't really want to go. I just want to get my mom and get back home. So I still didn't go by that. I drove by it. Hey, Shannon. Let me go back. But salary for some people, I guess. But salary, it doesn't really matter to me. What does matter is student loans. And everybody thinks that you just teach and you can have your loans forgiven. No, you have to teach at a certain school, which is a Title I school. I think Title I, Title IV, Title I. I get them mixed up. And you have to do it for 10 years. But the payments that you have to make, a lot of times your payments are huge. My payments that I have to pay back a month in that setup would be more than twice as much as my mortgage. And as a teacher, I cannot afford that. So I cannot afford the loan forgiveness program. I need a full-time second job to be able to pay my student loans. That's the sad part. So what I'm paying for my doctoral degree, I'm actually paying out of pocket. I'm not using loans for that. I did get a scholarship one semester, but I'm paying for that actually out of pocket. It's not the Houston sheriff, it's the Houston police. Our sheriff is not going anywhere. It's the but I don't feel any. He's moving to a smaller city, Miami, and I didn't have a problem with him. Some people may have had a problem with him. I didn't have a problem with him. But then I don't live in the city. But the sheriff is not the sheriff, it's the Houston police chief. Okay, so I'm going to use Dermablend. No, I'm going to actually use the Black Radiance. I'm going to use Black Radiance to set that under eye. Ooh. I don't feel any way about it. And again, that situation that I told you guys about, that little video that I put on, the SWAT situation, it actually was a SWAT situation. Some man had pulled a gun on his neighbor. But I don't know if anybody was hurt because they really didn't cover it. I saw it. The sheriff finally said something about it on Twitter. But it actually was a SWAT situation. Because, we love our guns. And we'll pull a gun out in a minute. That's the first time I use, I don't use that Maybelline concealer a lot. I just don't use it. Good afternoon, Star Bell. Detroit Public Schools for Yeah, it no, it doesn't matter if it's a nonprofit or if you're a nurse, public servants, nurses, police officers, firemen, people who teach at universities, um, and teachers. It doesn't matter. You are your payments. Like a police officer, they work extra jobs. So it would be easier for them because they take all that extra job and they pay. Plus, with the police officers, a lot of them go to universities. They pay for their. I'm going to use this bronzer only because it's out. They use their extra job money to pay whatever, but then they also their jobs that pay for them. They have tuition reimbursement. That's what I'm trying to say. Police officers get tuition reimbursement, and then a lot of them come in from the military. So they use Hazelwood. I don't know if they have Hazelwood everywhere, but Hazelwood here in Texas, they go to school for free. The Hazelwood Act. So really, nurses are making more than teachers. Nurses are starting out at 70, and here in Houston, 70, that's doggone near thousandaire status. Starting out at 70. A lot of nurses make $100,000 here in Houston. That is a lot of money for Houston. That's a lot of money. I don't know about Dallas or San Antonio, but for Houston, that's a lot. That's a lot, y'all. So I did actually get a full-time job twice at United Airlines. Every time I got a job at United Airlines, it would get messed up. I just kept getting jobs at United Airlines, and the training was always, they thought I was going to leave my job making more than twice as much. Like, no, I have a mortgage. I like my house. So I didn't, I couldn't keep the job with United, which is totally a bummer. But I haven't been looking into it. I haven't been looking into it more, Chantel. I've been um, I've been just focused on getting this degree, finishing this degree. I know if I disappear for a while, you guys are gonna wonder where I'm at, and I'm like, still got to finish the degree. But I'm also certified as a principal. And everybody always, well, why don't you become a principal? Why don't you become a principal? Because I don't want to. I don't want to. Some people do it. A lot of people do it. They do it for the money and they don't want to be in the classroom. I don't want to do it. I don't want to be a principal. Do y'all understand? I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. You know how we used to have the principal in charge of the book room, the assistant principal that was in charge of the book room and books. We don't have books anymore. The assistant principal who was in charge of transportation. You had the assistant principal in charge of discipline. I wanted to be the one in charge of the book room because I didn't want to work hard. But I don't want to be a principal. I don't want to be an assistant principal. I want to be out of K through 12. Okay, going back to, again, we're using Cara Beauty. This is one of the new Cara Beauty palettes. And going back into this green shade, which is the shade that's on the outside. Yeah, I don't want to be a principal, assistant principal, and then they have to work all day. If I was to do it, I would want to do it only in a high school. They have to work weekends. They work 12 months, so that's not the problem. But you have to work weekends. You have to show up at games. You have to all this different stuff you have to do. I don't want to do it. I want my weekends to be mine. I want to do what I want to do on the weekends, like go to TJ Maxx. Okay, I'm going to go back to the Milani palette. Go back to the Milani palette. This was the color we used from the Milani palette. I picked this up in HEB yesterday. HEB is the best grocery store in town. This this um this is not even on. Yeah, I'm gonna take that off. Put it back on. And then we'll go back to Remember Me, the shade right here. I'm going to put that also in the inner corner. My inner corner is difficult because my eyes protrude. All right, let's put this eyelash back on, and we're going to just use, I'm going to try this Kiss. My season ended in education, K through 12. And my thing is I get lazy. Sad to say, I was only supposed to do it for 5 years. I forgot I had this green highlighter. I was only supposed to do it for 5 years, Gravitron, and be right back out of it because my true love was actually urban planning. And with urban planning, what I wanted to do. I wanted to since we're going through gentrification again all over the country, I wanted to make black neighborhoods meccas. I wanted to make us proud of the neighborhoods that we live in, educate young people about trashing their neighborhoods. Stop, throwing trash out of the windows. Let our neighborhoods be, you know, places, livable communities where we can get out. I'm not gonna mess with that one. We can get out and we can know our neighbors. Yeah, what did I do with the blush? I don't know what I did with the blush. I know y'all see the back of my head. It's a mess. And we're going to go back. Remember these? We're going to go back to that yellow. Ownership is key. But the thing is, even with ownership with rentals, we have to teach. We have to teach our kids to take care of whatever we have. Our home is our castle, even if it's a rented castle. Even if it's rented. You don't go on a beautiful vacation into a villa or a resort and trash the resort. You take care of it because it's beautiful. We have to teach that and ingrain in our children that what we have, even if it's not ours, we take care of it. We keep it nice. That way we keep the values up. It's pride and ownership, and we should teach pride. We should teach ownership. Is it just pipe dreams, y'all? Is it just pipe dreams? I really, really like this color. Who would have thought that a yellow would look that pretty? That is so pretty. That is so pretty. Look how pigmented that is. That is pretty. Gotta be a good neighbor. And people are not going to be good neighbors if we don't teach it. You can have the block parties, you can have all of that stuff, but take care of what we have. Let's build our communities up. If nobody else will, we have to. Our kids suffer from asthma, allergies, all from environmental pollution. We have suffered from environmental pollution from Detroit to DC to Houston. There's documented cases. We have Cancer Alley over in Northeast Houston. It's where a lot of people have developed cancer because of pollution. Y'all, I can't open it. Okay, we got it open. We're gonna see if it works. Since we have green eyeshadow. Oh, this is a duochrome. It has a little pink shift to it. But I don't want to put too much. Let's not put too much. Hi, Simply You. Natisha, did I speak? Hi, both of y'all. But I think that's what my passion is still environmental planning, environmental policy, environmental planning, and making our neighborhoods. We see Atlanta. Atlanta is, there's good in Atlanta, there's bad in Atlanta. First of all, Georgia has a state income tax. Texas doesn't. We don't have a state income tax. And I would just like for us to have our own Mecca. Nice homes. They don't have to be stately home. You can have a small home that is really nice and inviting for people to come and drink lemonade or sweet tea. That's pretty. And last but not least, well, let me go and do my dewy setting spray. And let's find a lipstick. This is I Heart Revolution. These are the I Heart Revolution lip glosses from a couple of years ago. Those are so pretty. And that's my look. That is my look. Don't look past the hairline. That's the look. Okay. Delivery driver is on the way. Okay. We did better with less. Even I coming up, you remember the simple pleasures. We make jokes about it, but the simple pleasures, drinking out. When we played outside all day in the summer, our water fountain was the water hose. We drank out of the water hose. Our the ice cream man would come and somebody would buy everybody ice cream. That's when you can get ice cream. You can get a popsicle for 25 cents. The better popsicles were 75 cents, sometimes $1. Shoot, $1 was hard to come by back then. And oh, what was the question about the foundation? I'm sorry, I didn't see it. But the foundations, these were the foundations that I used, and I found them in TJ Maxx Saturday. The Beauty Blender Bounce Foundation. Beauty Blender Bounce Foundation. These are the two colors that I use. This one is 415 warm. Y'all, I hate when you had it mess like that. It does have a lock. This is a lock. And this is the dispenser. And this color is 405, 4.05W. So they were $12.99. They were $12.99 in TJ Maxx. So y'all know after I got off the live Saturday, I did go to TJ Maxx. Y'all knew it was coming. And I found these there. And that's what I have. $12.99. I don't know what the original price is, but $12.99 was good. And I found the Kat Von D highlighter in Gravitron. I found that. And I got a palette, the Cara Beauty palette. That's all I got. Thank you, Jean and V. But simpler times. So that's I think I was trying to was that a confessional? Was that a pour out my heart moment? Because I'm just tired. I'm ooh, this tree is blooming. White flowers. I don't ever remember seeing that. That is pretty. So right. Uh that's what we're wearing. We use both of these. I just mixed them up on the back of my hand and applied them. I think I put a little more of the darker foundation on than this one. So if I look a little darker, it's okay. This is how dark I'm gonna get when I get out there in the sun. And I'm gonna be out there in the sun every day, getting as dark as I can so I keep my vitamin D up. Oh no, this is still not what it should be. I wish I could really get my blend game together. I really wish I could. Yeah. Uh we want I hear all the people saying get the kids back in school, get the kids back in school, they need to socialize. And then on the other hand, we teach our kids when they do go to school, you're not there to socialize, you're there to learn. So which is it? Are they going to school to socialize? Are they going to school to learn? Is socializing part of the learning process? Because we do tell our kids that we've taught our kids, I don't send you to school to socialize, but now we want them there to socialize. We'll have a talk about some of the things I think should happen in education. Um, some parents, I think that homeschool, they're on the right track. Some not, some aren't, some are not. But I'm just gonna keep my opinion to myself for right now. But I think it's important for your kids not to interact with me if I'm feeling like I'm not there anymore. You understand what I'm saying? I'm my heart is not in it anymore. My heart is not in it. So I don't want to negatively affect any kids' education. Actually, I need to update my resume and send it in because I'm looking at moving districts. I've already talked to 2 districts, and I'm looking at moving closer to home and just closer to home until I finish my degree. I'm just my heart is no longer in it. Thank you. I love you too, Chantel, and all of y'all. It is. It is. And I can see the difference. One thing I can see, well, we'll talk about that another time. I'm not going to keep y'all any longer. I am going to go live. I'm doing a video, the pastel, spring pastel. What is it called? The collaboration. I am doing a video for the collaboration, but I am going live Saturday as well. Yes, Miss V, when the joy is gone and the joy, our principal, she took the joy out of it. She took the joy out of what we were doing. And there was so much last school year when I was working with the girls who were parents. Um, I would give them a gift, which was always their first baby book. I would always gift them before they went back to school a book so they could read to their students. Well, she moved me away from that position and she moved me to the psychiatric hospital. You know me, I'm the last person that need to be in the psychiatric hospital because they might try to keep me. Anyway, it's not fun anymore. It's not fun. Teaching used to be fun, and it's not fun anymore. But this was a drag. I don't want my lives with y'all to be a drag. But back to what I was saying. I am doing a video. When I get this hair, we just gonna pull it all up. But I'm gonna get the hair done, do my video, but I'm still gonna do a live video Saturday for another pastel look. And yes, this is my, yeah, I know I need some lotion because I just washed my hands before I came on live, but this is the polish that I bought. This polish, they put a scent in it for a spa like essentials. That's what it's called, essentials, and it's spelled SCENT. This is so strong. I had to get out the house when I put it on. It is that strong. It closed my sinuses up. So this is so pretty. I need to fix it. But anyway, I'm getting back into my polishes. And thank y'all for listening to me. And the groceries are on the way. I got to take my pictures for the gram and then take it off. But I will be going live. Pretty in Pastels. Foundation original price is $39. So if y'all can find them, now they are showing up in TJ Maxx. That's why I don't go in Marshalls as much anymore. But they are in TJ Maxx. They're $12.99. And I was surprised to find those colors. And they also had, I said in the video, they had Kat Von D something that I said, but it was foundation. It was Kat Von D foundation as well. And that foundation, the Kat Von D foundation, was for deeper skin. It was too dark. It was too dark for me, so I couldn't even play with it. Excuse me. So, no, I'm not keeping this makeup on. We're gonna take our pictures and we're gonna deconstruct. And then I gotta go pick my mom up at 1:30, 2:30. Between 2 and 2:30, I gotta go pick my mom up from dialysis. So we can't keep this makeup on. Can't do it. So thank y'all for letting me spend afternoon with y'all. I may come spend the afternoon with y'all tomorrow. My mom and I'll be here all day tomorrow if it's not raining, and I'll spend some time with y'all, and then I'll take her to the park. So, if y'all want to spend some lunch with me tomorrow, let's do it. I love y'all, and thank y'all so much for coming and spending some of your time with me. Y'all know this makeup is not staying on. As a matter of fact, as soon as I take it off, I'm going to take a picture for y'all and post it on Instagram. It's not staying on. So, I love y'all. Thank y'all. I'll come on tomorrow. It'll be a little earlier. 11 o'clock. Is that better? 10:30, 11 o'clock. My time, which is here in Houston Central Time. And I'll see y'all later. Yeah, Natisha, I know you just messing with me. I love you too, with your dreamy, pretty eyes. And I will see all of y'all tomorrow. Love y'all. And Rachel, I'm so glad you're back. The groceries are here. I'm so glad you're back. I love you. And my heart and all of our hearts are surrounding you with love. Okay? Y'all have a wonderful afternoon.